Welcome, everyone, to the Daily Juice Podcast on the Betting Pros Network. I'm your host, Sean, Stacking the Money Green. Give me a follow on Twitter at Sean T. Green. And as always, Daily Juice being brought to you by BetMGM. Use the promo code JUICE, get a risk-free bet up to $1,000. So we got the conference championship games right around the corner. I think I'll give out my first round of picks next episode. Still circling, like a vulture, just looking to pick out some nice little juicy pieces of gambling meat. A couple stuff I already like, but we'll save that for tomorrow's episode, and then obviously Saturday, Friday. Yeah, we have plenty of time still to get down on the conference championship games, but a bunch of good basketball games tonight, coming off a 2-1 night. So again, not going to complain. Profitable evening, betting all college basketball, and then tonight's slate, I got 1 pro, 2 college. So hoops week continues here. First up, the loser. Get that disgusting loser out of the way. Also, did you guys see that? I'm pretty sure I put it in the Discord, but there was a video of one of the games. It was a D1 game. They had to stop the game because an Uber Eats delivery guy walked out of the court. It was insane. He was delivering some guy's McDonald's and like cut through on the court. And it wasn't like the play was on the opposite end of the court. It was like the guy was right there trying to take a shot. It's an insane video if you haven't seen it. I'm just surprised that they're that committed to customer service, because anytime I order Uber Eats, it's cold. They can't find my building. It's like, wait, what? They actually deliver it right to your seat, and so dedicated they walk through the court. Insane video. Must watch there. Alabama laying 13. This was just a classic. One team's better than the other team. Sleepy start to the first half. They were down 7. They cruised in the second half, but only end up winning by 3, 66-63 over Mississippi State. So even when I was recording last night's episode, I was like, oh wait, Alabama? How'd they get on the card again? Every time I have Alabama, I just get screwed. Well, fading or riding them, they're just my kryptonite. So if you guys see me picking Alabama again, please yell at me through the power of the YouTube, or you can just hit me up bettingpros.com/check in the Discord. All right, here we go to the winners. Xavier plus 6.5. They won outright, 82-79. Again, I should have been on the money line here, but I'm glad I wasn't to some degree. That they almost blew this game a number of times. They were up huge, shooting lights out. Then UConn comes roaring back. They're down 1, and Xavier gets out to a lead. It was a pretty wild game, pretty fun. And then being on the plus 6.5, didn't really get much of a sweat there. So again, got the win. That's all that matters. Going to my Patriot League lock of the night. Lehigh minus 2.5. Lehigh won and covered 74-68. Look out, Lehigh. They win the Patriot League. They're in the tourney, and certainly they're in first place right now. Obviously, anything can happen once conference tournament comes around, but I'm pretty sure if you're the number 1 seed in the Patriot League, get that double bye. So stay tuned for an epic run for the Lehigh Mountain Hawks. Played pretty well. They were up big, almost kind of coughed it up, but then closed it out 74-68. Hey, speaking of winners, you're a winner. By listening to the show. Show's free, picks are free, and prizes are free. You can win a 1-year free premium upgrade to Betting Pros Premium. YouTube.com/bettingpros. Hit subscribe. Comment on this video. Again, why don't you just favorite prop for the NFC championship game? We'll do AFC tomorrow, but favorite prop NFC championship game. Drop it in the comment section. And again, every comment on these videos is a new chance to win the free year of Betting Pros Premium. Again, highly recommend it. I use it. I love it. And if you don't feel like waiting to win the contest, bettingpros.com/upgrade. Bet smarter, not harder. All right, first up, let's talk professional basketball. Mavs at the Suns. I'm taking the Mavs here, plus 1.5 over at BetMGM. It's really easy to talk yourself into fading the Suns team without Booker. I know they've kind of been on a little hot streak, and Mavs are kind of going the other way. They've been cold, but I think this is the perfect time to ride the Mavs and fade the Suns. Ayton dealing with an illness. Sounds like he's questionable. Again, handicapping the NBA night before can be tough with some of these guys. I'm hoping he's out. I still like it regardless, but Mavs +1.5 all over. And I think this is just going to be a massive Luka game. If you want to get into some player props and take his points over 40, tie that with the Mavs to win the game, you could talk me into that one. I mean, he's had 2 games against the Suns. His 2-game average, 34, 7.5, and 7. And again, Mavs have been struggling. This is why this number is so small, but this just feels like a good spot. And if you're a fan of regression, this is the perfect time to fade the Suns. They're coming off, they hit 22 3-pointers in their last win. And anytime you hit 22 3-pointers in one game, I think they're 13-1 in franchise history. So again, it's not something that happens a ton. And usually when you go off like that shooting, it's just not sustainable. So it feels like a good spot to fade the Suns. And, you know, they've played 2 games so far. They've split 1-1. But the Suns' win came without Booker. And, of course, he's out for this game. Moving over to college basketball. Here's what we got. UCLA at USC. Again, technically at USC, but it's in Los Angeles. UCLA's laying 5 over at DK. Love the Bruins here. Again, bit of a homer for the Bruins. A great situation spot here for UCLA, who up until their last game, which on Saturday night they lost to Arizona. Before that, they had won 14 games in a row. And I love great teams coming off a loss. Like, it's just always a good spot to play them. Even though they've only had 2 losses, so there's not like a large sample size of them being great ATS. I think that Arizona game probably was a look-ahead spot to this USC game. UCLA in general, they just cover spreads. 11-6 ATS as a favorite. They're a very, very tough out, very experienced team. And, you know, you remember a lot of the guys from their Final Four run and I don't know, at least when I think, you just go, oh, offense, they're great at shooting. They can put up a bunch of points. But really, I mean, this year, their defense has been amazing. They have the 3rd most efficient defense in the nation right now. That's huge in a rivalry game, right? Because it always comes down to defense. Both team, you know, again, defense is an effort thing. So if you're going hard trying to crush the USC Trojans and your defense is that good already, it just puts you in a good spot. And USC, they're going to be able to turn over USC. USC is 252nd in the nation in turnover percentage. There's just so much going for UCLA. USC has some size on the interior that could pose some problems for UCLA, and certainly it's a get-up spot for USC. Hey, take down big UCLA. We're at home dogs. I get all that, but just UCLA is just such the better team, and I think they roll here. So 5 feels like a good number to me. Hey, you know what else feels good? Eating a delicious steak from Omaha Steaks. Again, I'm recording this late at night. Thankfully, I got one of their delicious steaks defrosted, ready to go. I know what you're saying, Sean. What, do you eat Omaha Steaks every night of the week? I've been on a nice Omaha Steaks run. My wife is out of town. I'm not an amazing cook / chef, so I've just been relying on all these awesome, you know, we got the hamburgers, we got the chicken, we got the hot dogs. They're all top quality. I mean, to have that delicious burger, and I've been using my cast iron, it's delicious and highly, highly recommended. In Omaha Steaks, I mean, again, they guarantee it as the best steak of your life. Imagine the audacity, the onions, as Brett Musburger would say, to guarantee the best steak of your life, and it delivers. All you got to use is juice at the checkout. Get $30 extra off your order, off the already great prices over at omahasteaks.com. Minimum order may be required, but again, do yourself a favor. Get yourself a delicious steak. omahasteaks.com, promo code JUICE. Last but not least, Portland at LMU. We're taking the LMU Lions, laying 6.5 over on BetMGM. Love this LMU team. They're so fun to root for. Of course, Kele Leopepe. He's the giant dude with the big mullet. He is just amazing to watch. Super fun team. And this team has heart. I'm shocked that this line is only 6.5. If you missed it, LMU, the last game they played, they upset Gonzaga. and they won outright, which is insane. Now, normally, I look to fade teams coming off historic win, but they've had an entire week of rest. That was at Gonzaga, and now they're back home in LA. LMU -6.5. I think they're going to be rested, and I don't think the letdown thing, since you have an entire week off, like if you're a college kid, you already had that weekend to get all your partying out of the system. This is already the next Thursday. I think they're going to be good. And LMU doesn't really have a snooze button. If you've watched them play, they play hard. Portland is, they're really bad at offensive rebounding, which is horrible if you're betting on the dog. And Portland defense, 268th in the nation. LMU is gonna eat. So give me LMU -6.5. Give me UCLA laying 5 at USC. Give me the Mavs +1.5 at the Suns. And as always, follow us on TikTok at Betting Pros. Follow me on Twitter at Sean T. Green. Check out my other podcast, the Sports Gambling Podcast. Just did AFC Conference Championship preview. A lot of fun stuff in there. And you know what to do. Subscribe, rate, and review. And as always, don't forget to let it ride.